Hello, this is going to be your phase 3 guide for Silken. Just going to go through it real quick. Major difference in Mythic is that we still have balls and we get to deal with all of the mechanics in various combinations. There's going to be 3 overlaps that we got to deal with. First one's the web pull into a charge, second one's the web pull into a dispel, and the third one, the finale, is a web pull into a charge into a dispel. So we'll go over positioning. We're going to start off the phase after Skinny teleports to one of the sides. We're just going to translate to the side in which we are closest to. So in this case, this is just how I have it as an example. But in game, I'll ping or have a call out to know which side you're going for. And we're going to go ahead and get ready for the web pull into charge. The web pull happens the same as P2, but the rules in which we go left and right and go straight and split are slightly different for red team. So how this is going to work is initially red is going to bait a frontal and then rotate towards the outside, and blue is going to stay opposite of them and be in the center of the room. Web pull will happen right after that, and I'm going to go over two different examples of what happens. But essentially, blue team, you follow normal rules. If you get pulled first, you're going to go left and right to break webs. If you get pulled second, you're going to go straight through. Red team, you have some special rules here. If you get pulled first, you all want to stay together, and we're all going to go right, because we want to keep these webs to make sure we can get the charge. If we get pulled second, we're just going to go straight through, because obviously we can keep the webs that way. So as an example of if blue goes first, you can kind of see what happens. They get pulled, they split, they go left, right, and red gets pulled, and they just go straight through. You get your orbs, and then what red team will do is they will continue moving towards the center of the room as the fatty goes across and gets ready for the charge, and you get your webs. For red team, if they get pulled first, again, you have a special rule set. If you get pulled first, you will all go to the right. Blue will then get pulled in, and then you collect. Oh, there you go. You can collect your orbs, and then red will again continue towards the center of the room and go ahead and get their webs. As far as assigning who's going far and who's going near for the webs, it doesn't really matter. You just play it by ear. Should have plenty of time to recognize who you're linked with and just try to get to the opposite side. We only need 3 webs, but we should have 5 webs here. So 2 sets of 5 people each, or 5 sets of 2 people rather. All right, so as the damage amp happens, we're going to rotate red to skull side, and that way we can just be consistent in this phase to make sure we're on the right side. Blue is going to come up, and this is basically, we're still doing damage amp on fatty here. Unfortunately, red team and blue team are going to have to peel off to get ready for the next web vortex. Red is going to have to go a lot sooner than blue, but you're both going to have to pull off the boss even while the damage amp is happening to get ready for the next overlap set, which is web pull into dispels. Same rules apply to this one. This is just going to be the normal set of web pulls. So if you get pulled first, you're going left and right. If you're getting pulled the second, you're going straight through. Nothing fancy here. And this is okay to break webs because we don't have a charge on this set. Right after this happens, we're going to go into our dispel set. In P3, we only do 1 dispel while she's on the side. She's then going to teleport to the middle. We all run in, and we'll get our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th dispels. And we have a damage amp on her. And then finally, the last finale of the phase is everything happens at once. There's a couple different scenarios that could play out here where we can either beat the final dispel and not have to worry about dispels, or we don't have enough damage and we do have to do the dispels before she gets her mega cast off that kills the raid. So I'm just going to go over the entire strat as if we were going to do all the mechanics, but I might call to just do damage on fatty after the charge and ignore dispels while we're in raid. But this way you know what to do. If we get to that point. So we basically repeat the start of P1. She's going to teleport to another spot. We translate to her, and we're going to dodge the frontal. Red team again is rotating towards the outside. Blue is rotating towards the inside. And this is when everything happens at once. One really cool thing that we're doing is that we want red team not to have to worry about any of the orbs during this pull because they need to be doing charge. So what we're going to do on this last pull, this last combo of everything happening, we're going to have blue team pixel stack to create a mega bomb, if you will. So in this example, they got pulled first, so they're going left and right. Red's going to get pulled through, and red needs to dodge that bomb. Do not touch any of the orbs because you will blow up and die. But you are keeping your webs, so you're just going to rotate around the bomb, get in position for the charge. Again, this is the same thing as we just did before, and we're going to stop the charge this way. This should be the end of the fight. The damage amp on Fatty to kill. If we don't have enough damage, we have our 4 dispels out, and this is how it's going to look. The first dispel should be someone on blue. We'll go under skinny on the outside. And right after the damage amp, our resident holy priest, Sai, will walk on over to the bomb and go poof. That will take care of the blue orbs for red team. She will be able to continue healing and dispelling while she's in this form, if needed. So there's your first dispel on blue. So now she's going to teleport back to the middle. Blue team, you're going to have to dodge the angel to not kill yourself. And go around. Second dispel on blue will happen. Third dispel. Fourth dispel. After that, there's a damage amp and nothing else happens for the rest of the fight. There's a soft enrage where they start getting big and scary and start killing the tanks, but that's it. That's all of P3. Let's do it.